This is Bruce Edwin with Hollywood Sentinel, and I'm back here today with artist Caryl M. Levy. Caryl, how are you today?
I'm fine. Thanks, Bruce, for asking.
Excellent. So good to see you again and be back in your really, really cool studio.
Thanks.
Your work is amazing, Caryl, and I was really impressed the first time I saw it. We recently had I feel, a really interesting discussion regarding public art, and basically the definition of that. I wanted to kind of step ahead into another question that really has kind of been on my mind throughout my career as an artist or manager in the arts world, and that is something I wanted to ask you. And I, first of all, for those just new to meeting Caryl, if you can kind of just give a quick introduction on your background, I'd appreciate that.
Well, Bruce, a quick introduction would include I'm currently a practicing painter and printmaker. I'm also a public artist, and I'm just retiring from teaching art at the University of Southern California. Excellent.
And what area of art did you teach at U.S.C.?
U.S.C. is the Roski School of Fine Arts. I taught public art.
Excellent. And we just had, as mentioned, a great discussion on that in the former video. So I would encourage viewers and listeners here to check that out. But Caryl, what I wanted to ask you today is basically what responsibility does an artist really have, if any, to the world, to society? For example, we see works that are, I won't name names that may offend some people, but certain works that have been funded, say, by the NRA in the past, pardon me,
the National Endowment, you mean?
Exactly.
Okay.
Some wish the NRA could be involved, but we'll save that for another topic. But yeah, the NEA, and with funding of certain arts and artist projects, people have found certain works offensive, things of this sort. Is there a responsibility that an artist has to society, or should they just be able to create whatever they want and put it out there?
Well, it's an interesting, being accountable for your actions is the responsibility of everyone, whether they're an artist or a mathematician or a priest.
Okay.
And our actions are guided by a social morality that we construct as a group that's compassionate with each other. So there are plenty of incidents when someone's work might infringe on someone else's sensibility or might transgress their idea of moral integrity. And I think as an artist, I should be aware of these things. Sometimes I'm not, but most times I am. And I think if I'm presenting something to the public and it might be objectionable morally or even politically, I might warn my public that viewer discretion is advised.
Okay.
Because I think that the information should be available, and we should have a choice whether we participate in that conversation or not. I think public art, for instance, our conversation on our previous videotaping to do with the audience and the dialogue and debate, it also means that the audience should be able to prepare themselves for what they're about to participate in. And a lot of times public art just catches you off guard. You turn the corner and there's the public art.
Sure.
So as an artist, if I'm creating something that's going to catch you off guard and you're not prepared, like a museum prepares the audience that they're going to see art.
Okay.
In the public realm, there is nothing really that prepares you for the statue you're about to encounter.
Sure.
So I think as an artist, I have a responsibility to be conscious that I am going to present something to you without any preface or any announcement. In the case of an artist presenting work in a gallery or in a private setting, again, I think viewer discretion is advised. If something is, explicit or could be morally objectionable, according to the particular code of ethics that we're living with.
That makes perfect sense, and that really gives me some added thought on a film I recently saw. I just saw a bit of, not long ago, a film starring Leonardo DiCaprio, and I won't digress on that. But, it's this is, I think, an important topic, and you've definitely given me some further things to think about in that regard, regarding does a person expect this or not? Are they prepared to see it? And is there a warning or not? So that's thank you for that. That's a great answer. What about conversely, the other way around? Does society really have any responsibility to the artist? For example, we hear the cliche that's been in the art world for so long, the starving artist, the person who is so talented or a genius, but they're just, they can't make ends meet. They don't have the skills to sell or even sometimes take care of themselves. What responsibility, if any, does society have to arts and the artist?
I think our educational system, the one that I grew up in the 60s, did promote an idea of professionalism in the arts that gave me the parameters to build my own successful life as an artist. I'm afraid that our educational system, particularly our public schools, now do not offer students the chance to see how to make a living as an artist. And because that's such a mystery, struggling artists really have no way of knowing how can I make this work for me and not be a starving artist. Now, most of us know that when we're young and we're just starting out in our careers, we're all starving.
Okay, yeah.
So it's being a starving artist is no different, and it's very entrepreneurial.
Mm-hmm.
And much of being an artist is understanding how to work venture capital.
Yeah.
And many artists now, the youth coming through universities, are not coming through a starving artist routine. They're actually coming from an idea of that it's a gift, that like you're going to give me all of the supplies that I need to make my art, or you're going to give me all of the iPads and iTools and technology that I need to do something. And the truth is, of course, that it isn't given to you, that you actually, have to venture capital your art studio. So
amazing that yeah. So there's really to clarify, there's a mindset you feel that's prevalent of that entitlement now. Unbelievable. Actually, I mean, it is believable because I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it myself as a talent manager in the acting and modeling world. So, why is that? What has created, do you believe, that misperception?
Part of it's popular culture, and the ease at which the perception of becoming a rock star is promoted.
Sure.
this kind of stardom is equated with financial stability, and the truth is, it isn't equated with financial stability.
Right.
So,
or mental stability, for that.
So that's why the starving artist, this idea that all artists are starving is incorrect, but also
Yes.
that artists have a discipline that is commercially viable, and it takes a lot of effort and a lot of hard work.
Definitely.
To be a successful artist.
Yes. And I think with persons as yourself, I'm sure you have instilled the reality that there really is a business side to it. And I think that's great. That I'm just really proud to know you and thankful to have met you. And thanks so much for sharing some of your education and wisdom with us today. Thank you, Caryl, so much.
Thank you.
And I look forward to speaking with you again soon.
Me too.
Thank you. This has been Bruce with artist Caryl Christian Levy for the Hollywood Sentinel.